This one is real interesting. The song Holiday, which was a huge hit for Madonna, which pretty much put Madonna on a hit parade, and it's also one of her most impactful songs. It's one of her biggest songs, which is saying a lot for her catalog. Was originally offered to former Supremes Mary Wilson. She turned down Holiday. Mary Wilson had some minor hits, but maybe she thought this was a little too poppy for her. Maybe she didn't think it had any legs. I don't know, you know. And I would have been interested to hear Mary Wilson sing the song. But would Mary Wilson been able to make it commercialized in the early 80s? Would she have gotten a Thelma Houston Don't Leave Me This Way, or would she gotten a Shannon Let the Music Play type of version? Because I think those are the two versions which would have worked for her. Now, it would have been interesting if Mary Wilson had a hit in a new era because, Patti LaBelle with New Attitude, who modernized herself, the Pointer Sisters, Neutron Dance. So you think about it. Now, she predates the Pointer Sisters, but she doesn't predate Patti LaBelle per se too much. So not in a big catastrophe because when the Supremes hit. So how would she been able to, and would it have been a big hit for her? It's hard to say. We'd have to hear her version. We'd have to see where it was going. The thing about it is Madonna was definitely getting that club R&B play. The Tanya Gardner, I was thinking about, those kind of songs, you think about some of those songs that were happening in the clubs back then. Heartbeat with Tanya Gardner. Would you put that kind of arrangement behind Mary Wilson? Would have been interesting. Would have been interesting. This was interesting time period because there was always competition and rivalry with her and Donna Ross. This around the time when Donna Ross started kind of cooling the pop side of herself. Obviously, Missing You was huge for Donna Ross, 83, 84. After Muscles was a big hit, which Michael Jackson wrote for her. But she started to kind of cool off a bit after, Swept Away. She had done a couple songs here and there. Would that have done wonders for Mary Wilson? I don't know. I don't know. And then they would have had to see what kind of songs Mary Wilson was offered. But it was going to be in the dance, disco, groove-based things, and maybe she didn't want to do something that felt contrived. It's hard to say. You never know. But it's an interesting story. They're both from Michigan too, by the way, and of course, Madonna was a huge